Hey guys, I'm Dhruvin and I'm back with a new video, and today I'm going to teach you how to solve four by 4 Rubik's Cube. So let's get started. I know most of you must be confused looking at the black color. Most of you must be having the 4 by 4 which has a white color. But don't worry, with this help of the 3 by 3 cube, I'm going to teach you from both white and black perspectives without making you confused. If you haven't watched the tutorial for my 3 by 3 Rubik's Cube, I would recommend you to watch that first because much of the 4 by 4 is like the 3 by 3. We start with the basics, which is very important. This is the first layer, this is the second layer, this is the third layer, and this is the fourth layer. This entire thing is the first row, this entire thing is the second row, this entire thing is the third row, and this entire thing is the fourth row. How we hold the cube also matters a lot because I have the black side with me and you will be having the white side with you. So you need to know which color comes where and opposite to which color, next to which color. So it is really very important to know about the colors of the cube. So unlike the 3 by 3, we do not have the center pieces which are fixed. All these center pieces are created. There is no fixed center piece. That's why it is very important to know about the colors. I generally hold the cube where the black faces me and orange faces upward. For you it will be white facing you and orange facing upward. So the major difference in these cubes is green and blue. Rest the cube is exactly the same. And of course this has the white color and my cube has the black color. So I would recommend you to write the colors down because it is very necessary to solve the first step, which is matching the centers. Or you can take help of your 3 by 3 cube, keep it aside to know about the colors. So I will tell you the procedure for this tutorial. The first will be matching the centers. Second will be forming the first layer, which is the first color. Then the second and the third layer, we are going to solve them together. Then the fourth layer cross. And then the final part of the fourth layer, which is matching the corners. So let's begin. So our first step is to create the black center. For you it will be the white center. We have to find these 4 pieces which form a center. Like one is over here, the black piece. The other one is this. This is the third one. And this is the fourth one. So what we have to do is we have to create lines either in the standing direction or in the sleeping direction, and 2 lines will form a 4-piece center. So let's start. So if you notice, one of the black center piece is here and the other one is here. So this is in the third row, second layer, and this is in the third row, third layer. This yellow piece is in the second row, third layer. And to bring this black piece over here, first I will put this black piece in the second row, third layer, which is replacing this blue piece. For that I will turn this twice so it comes in the same row. So I will move it up so that these two are matched, and over here these two are already matched. So I will have to put these two in replacement of these two. So first, as I told you, all these have to come in the same row. So I will turn this one so all these have come in the same row, and then I will lift this up and the black center has been created. For you it will be the white center. The second step is to create the yellow center, which is exactly opposite to the black center. For you the white center, and the yellow center is common for both. Even you have white and yellow is opposite to it. So now we will create the yellow center without disturbing the black center. For you again white center. So first we'll find the yellow pieces. One is over here, the other one is over here, the third one is over here, and the fourth one is over here. So again, how we did for the black center, we have to do the same thing for the yellow center. We have to match a line, either sleeping way or a standing way, and we have to match two lines which will form the yellow center. So if you notice this yellow piece and this yellow piece, I have to bring this yellow piece up, and this is in the third row, third layer, and even this is in the third row, third layer. So I just have to lift this up so that these both get matched. And for the other two yellow pieces, one is over here and the other one is over here. So I would like this piece to come here, which is in the third row, third layer, and now currently it is in the second row, third layer. So I will put it in the third row, third layer. Now it is in the third row, third layer, and if you notice, if I lift this up, this will break, because when I lift this over here, this piece will again come up. So we do not want that. So we will turn this on this side. So now if you notice, this row is clear and this piece can easily move up without bringing any other yellow piece with him. So I will move this up, and this is formed, and here the yellow is formed. So as I told you, white and yellow are opposite colors. So and for me it is black and yellow. So yellow has to come on the opposite side of black, which is over here. So you have to create a yellow cross here. So first we have to bring the yellow pieces here. So I'll bring these two up. So I'll lift them up. But if you notice, I've broken the black center. So to fit the black center, I will move this yellow pieces from the same row, so that when I bring them down, the yellows don't come again. So I will move them to the third row, and then I will move the blacks down. So the yellows remain up and the blacks are down. So now we have to find the other two yellow pieces, which are already formed here. So what we have to do is, when the two are already formed, we bring them in the same row. To do that, I will lift this layer up so that these both come in the same row, and then I will show an algorithm for which these two will come over here, which is, I lift this up, I move this aside, it has now come to the third row, and now these two are ready to come behind, and the blacks will also get matched. So I will lift this again down. So the yellow center is formed and the black remains as it is. Now we go for the third centerpiece, which is orange. As I told you, over here, orange is facing upward and white is facing towards you, and yellow is behind. So for my cube also it is the same thing. For your cube, instead of black it is white. Rest this part is the same for both. So we'll make the orange center. One line is already done for me. So I'll check for the other line. So two pieces are there, but they are not in proper alignment. They are diagonally opposite to each other. So first we will separate these two pieces from each other, but while moving them, you have to be careful that you do not move the orange part, and you hold the cube in such a way that no other centerpiece is formed next to you. You cannot hold the cube in this way, because the black and yellow for you, the white and yellow, will get disturbed. So hold the cube in this way, where the black and yellow for you, white and yellow, don't get disturbed. So if I move this, even this will get disturbed. So for that, I have to clear this row. There should be no orange piece. So either I move this over here or here. It doesn't make a difference, because what we want is that these two have to be together and not broken. So now I'm moving it on this side, and then I will lift this up. So now if you notice, this is in the second layer, third row, and this is in the second row, third layer. So I will bring this on the top so that I can match this over here, as this piece is going to come here. So I will want this piece to come here. So I will just turn this, and now I'm ready to match them. So I will lift this up, and if you notice that these will not break because they are in the same row. So now we are ready with 2 lines. So we want these two to come here, so we will bring them in the third row, and then we will move it up. So the orange center is formed, the black does not move, and the yellow also remains unchanged. Now comes the tricky part. As I told you to hold the cube in a way where the black faces you, orange faces upward. For you, the white faces you and orange faces upward. And in this 3x3 which has a white layer, green is to the left of white, but for me it is going to be blue. So I will solve the blue, but you have to solve the green. And whenever you solve a centerpiece, you never have to solve the centerpiece opposite to orange first and then these two. You have to go in either this direction or this direction. The pieces which are next to each other, you have to solve them first. Like the orange center, I can solve the blue center or the green center, but not the red center. So I am solving the blue center, but remember, for people having white, it is their green center and not the blue center. So please do not solve the blue center, solve the green center only. So over here again, the 2 blues are done. So I will find the other 2. One is over here and the other one is over here. So now I have to match them. So as this is in the third row and third layer, I have to bring this in the second row, third layer, so that I can match the blues. I can bring this blue up and they get matched. So I will just turn this so that it comes in the second row, third layer, and then I will lift this up. But while lifting this, I'm going to break the orange. So I will lift this up and I have to bring this orange which is in the second row down. So I need the second row to be cleared. So I will move these two in the third row so it does not affect the orange, and then I will lift this down. So the orange is not affected and the blue is getting formed. So we have to form the blue on the left side of the black where the orange should be facing upwards. So the other blue part is over here. So first I have to bring this line closer to this line. So for that I will move this line up, but if I move this line directly up, the blues will get affected. So I will move this blue to the third row so that the second row is free to move. And then I will move this up, and when I move this up, the oranges again get affected. So for that, again, I don't want any of the blues in the second row, so I will move these blues in the third row, and then I will bring this back to where it was. So now if you notice, the blues have come close to each other. The orange is not affected, the yellow is not affected, nor the black. Now we have to solve this exactly like how we solved the yellow center. We have 2 lines in the same row. So I will lift this up. I will turn this twice. So now first it was in the third row, now it is in the second row, and I will lift these 2 down, and even the oranges which have been broken, they will also come down. So the blue center is formed, and on the perfect place, which is on the left side of black, for you the green center will be formed, which is on the left side of the white, like how it is shown here. So let's move on to the red center. Even for the people who have white, it is going to be the red center, so it's common for both of us. So let's solve. So red is always opposite to orange. So when you get 3 such red pieces together, there is a short algorithm which I am going to show, but the 4th piece should be near it. Like, wow, see, this is over here, and now we can solve this in a very easy algorithm. First, we should build an R, means we should see the R on the upper part. Like if I turn this 2 times, we see an R which is facing upward, and the piece which we have to fit should be in the second row, third layer, which is here. So I will move this to the second row, third layer. So the R should be facing upward, and the piece to be fixed should be facing you towards you in the second row, third layer. And the algorithm which I'm going to show is very simple. You have to lift this up, then if you notice, this is formed, and we have to put these rather over here. So I will turn this. So when I turn this, I create space for the other two reds to come down and the blues to come down, because the blues have also broken, and the oranges also to come down as the oranges have broken, and I will lift them down, and all the centers are formed. Whenever you solve the second last centerpiece, automatically the last centerpiece is formed. Now we have to check if all the centerpieces are placed correctly, and you will check using this cube. So black is facing me, orange is facing up. For you, white is facing you, orange is facing up. For me, blue is on the left. For you, the green should be on the left. For you, the blue is on the right. For me, green is on the right. For both of us, red is on the bottom and orange is on the top. So we are done with the centers and we move on to the edges. So first I will tell you what is an edge. Unlike the 3x3, this cube has two edges. Over here we had only one edge piece, but over here there are two edge pieces, and two small edge pieces form a single edge. So for example, if this was black and this was blue, then this would have formed a perfect edge. So let's start solving. First I will solve all the edges having black color. For you, it will be all the edges having the white color. So we will start from this. So we have to find one more edge piece having black and blue. So we will find that. So one black and blue piece is over here and the other one is down over here. So what we have to do is we have to bring two edge pieces which are diagonally opposite to each other. So we want a black and blue instead of this green and orange, so that we can form the perfect edge. So we have to bring this piece over here. So to do that, first we have to bring this piece in this row. For that I will turn this piece. I will turn this piece here so that it comes in the fourth row, and then I will lift this up 2 times so that these both get matched. So now if you notice, both the edge pieces are diagonally opposite to each other. So if I move this over here, this will form a perfect edge, but it will break the center pieces. So we have to do a small little algorithm over here so that you do not break the centers. And the algorithm which I am going to show you, you have to follow the same algorithm to match all the edges. And when you are done solving it, you will be left with two edges which are not matched, and you have to go color wise, like how I am going with the black first. For you it will be the white first, then the other colors, and last you will solve the yellow edges. So the algorithm is, you move, again you can hold these two together for proper grip. You move this here so that these get matched. You lift this up, you turn this. When you turn this, you have to make sure that you have to bring a piece which is not a perfect edge. For now we have not made any edges, so we don't know, but later if we bring a perfect edge down, so it will break over here. So we don't want that, so we will bring only garbage pieces. Like this is a garbage piece and this is not a perfect edge. Even this is a garbage piece, even these are garbage pieces. So I will bring this down, and then as you know, the center is broken, so to match the center you move this back again. So this edge is formed and all the centers are in its place. I will show you one more example. Let's solve this one, the black and the green. So we have to find the other black and the green edge. So the other edge piece is over here, which is again green and black. So green and black are now facing each other, opposite to each other, but what we want is that they should be diagonally opposite to each other rather than direct opposite to each other. So there is one algorithm over here which will bring this piece up so that they come diagonally opposite to each other. The algorithm is very simple. You lift this up, then you lift this up, then you turn this, then you lift the front up, this, then you turn this back, and then you lift this down. So if you notice, the black and green is here and the other black and green is diagonally opposite to each other, and now we will match them. So to make you understand in a better way, I will put this, the perfect edge, in the top layer. So I will make you understand what garbage piece is and what normal perfect edge is. So again the same algorithm, I bring this over here, I lift this up, and if you notice, I cannot bring this edge. When I move this, I cannot bring this edge down over here, because if I lift this down and when I move it back, this edge will break. So I have to bring a garbage piece. So this is a garbage piece, so I will bring this piece. I can even bring this piece, and these two are perfect edges, so they will remain on the top, and then I will bring this down, and then I will match them. So in the same way, you have to solve all the edges. I'm not solving all of them because I want you to do them and go color wise, so that it becomes very easy for you to solve the edges. And last will be the yellow color, and you will end up like this, where two edge pieces are not matched, rest all the edge pieces are matched, all of them, leaving these two. To solve the last part of the edges, we need two edge pieces which are opposite to each other in the same layer. Like before, when we solved, we needed them diagonally opposite to each other, but now we need them opposite to each other in the same layer. Now currently they are diagonally opposite to each other, so first we will want this piece to come up and this piece to come down, so they become opposite to each other. So the algorithm for this is the same thing like how we did before. You lift this up, then you lift this up, you turn this, you lift this, then you turn this back, and then you lift this down. So now if you notice, both these are opposite to each other in the same layer, and so are these. So we will do one more algorithm. This is a little different algorithm, but with practice you will get to know how it works. It is, you have to move these two layers out, you have to lift this up, then you move this front, then you turn this, you bring this down, and then you turn this. Oh wait, sorry, in this way, and then you match these, and all the edges are formed. Once we are done with the edges, we have to solve this like a 3x3 till the second layer, and it is very easy. Just the way I solved the 3x3 till the second layer, you have to solve the 4x4 till the third layer. And if you notice that these two form one edge, so these two will be one layer for you. So you have to solve this like this is the first layer and this is the second layer. So again you have to first solve the black cross. For you it will be the white cross, and then complete the corner pieces like how we did it in the 3x3. And then how we solve the second layer of the 3x3, we will assume that both of these are the second layer, and we will solve them in the same way. So I am skipping this part, and if you are not aware of this part, you can watch my 3x3 tutorial where I have explained how to solve the first cross, the corners, and the second layer. So I'm done solving the first three layers, assuming that this was only one layer. In the same way how I solved the 3x3, I solved the cross first, then the corners, and then this layer. But still, if you're having problem while solving this, I have an additional video where I'm showing how to solve the cross, the corners and this layer. So you can watch that. I hope it helps you. So now let's move on to the third layer. Just like the 3x3 we used to solve the cross, we have to do the same thing. This is a very unique pattern which not many of you may get. It is a T-shaped pattern. Normally we get an R or just the centerpiece or a bar. So this is a T-shaped pattern which can arise in the 4x4. We have never seen such pattern in the 3x3. So this is a little unique pattern. So I'm going to teach you how to solve this. We hold the cube in a way where the two pieces to be flipped should be facing us and the others should be facing the respective directions. And the algorithm is, you bring this down just the third row, then you turn the top twice, then you bring this second row down, just the second row, then you turn the front twice, then you lift this second row up, just the second row, again you turn the front twice, then we bring this layer down twice and spin the top twice, then we take this layer up once and spin the top twice, then we bring this down and spin the top twice, and then we spin the front twice, then we move this third row 2 times, and then we spin the front twice, and if you notice, the cross is formed. This is a bit lengthy algorithm, but once you practice it 2 or 3 times you will understand it. But if you receive an R or a bar instead of a T, then you have to solve it like the 3x3 cube to come to the cross. Now we have to match these center pieces like this. So 2 of them are already matched and 2 are not. So just like we did it in the 3x3, the 2 which are not matched, one should be facing you, one on the right side. The algorithm is, I'll go a little fast, right up, double turn, right down, single turn, right up, single turn, right down, single turn. This is the same algorithm like how we did it in 3x3. That's why I went a little bit fast. And now these are matched. So we move on to the next part. So the last step is matching the perfect corners like we did for the 3x3. We have to use the same formula and match the corners. So first we will check if any of the corner is done. So none of the corners are done. So I will hold the cube either in this way or this way or this way or this way and perform the algorithm just like how we did for the 3x3, which is and if you notice, this corner is done and this corner is done and these two are not done. So this is a little unique part. We have never seen such combination in the 3x3. In the 3x3, either you get one corner done or all of them are done or all of them are not done. Over here you've got 2 which are done and 2 which are not done. So when you get this, you have to follow a simple algorithm so that we get all the corners perfectly matched. So what we do here is the corners to be replaced, like these two are the wrong corners and these two are the right corners. So the ones which are wrong should be facing you and you should follow this algorithm, which is you have to move the third row down twice, then turn the top twice, then again move the third row twice, then turn this twice, then again you have to move the third row twice and turn only the third layer twice. So if you notice, you have messed up the cross, but once you rebuild it using the 3x3 algorithm, then when you do the further steps, these corners will be perfectly placed. There will be no parity such as 2 are correct, 2 are wrong. It will be same like how we did for the 3x3. So I'll go a little fast. Now let's match these. Orange is matched and red is matched. So I'll hold the cube in this way and I will do this: up, turn, down, single turn, up, single turn, down. And now blue is matched and orange is matched, so I will keep them at the back. And the one which is not matched, this and this, one is facing me, one is facing to the right. Up, double turn, down, single turn, up, single turn, down, single turn. And now if you notice, the cross is formed and we have to match the corner pieces. This one is correctly placed, this one is wrong, this one is wrong, and this one is wrong. So the one which is correct should be on the right side, and you have to follow the algorithm. Yeah, so if you notice, all the corners are correctly placed. And we move on to the last step of the cube, which is solving the corners. It is same like how we did for the 3x3. You have to use the same algorithm. So these two are wrong, so I will keep them on the right. And so we are left with only two. And the cube is solved. All the colors are matched. So we are done solving the 4x4. And if anyone has any problem regarding the edges or the cross, the first layer, second and the third layer, because I have skipped that part in my tutorial, assuming that you must be knowing, because it is the same algorithm like how we did for the 3x3. So if you have watched my 3x3 tutorial video, you will easily understand how to solve it. But still, if anyone has any problem, they can watch my side videos where I go through solving the edges very slowly, and then the black cross. For you it will be the white cross, and then the first layer, and then the second and the third layer. So I hope you liked my video. If yes, please hit the like button and subscribe to my channel, and for more updates hit the bell icon. Thanks for watching.